Love this music. Let's go. All right, where are the slides? Slide time. I'm going to talk about, So, DAOs are the future. And I'm here today to talk about my favorite DAO, or one of them. It's called JUNO. JUNO is a DAO DAOs. It's a loosely collected group of organizations and individuals and projects. It's fully community owned and operated. This is not VC chain, not like Solana, nope. 100% community owned and operated, fully airdropped, pretty awesome and radical. And we're also radically sovereign. Like, our jurisdiction is the internet, and it's just that. That's pretty cool. And we're building an ecosystem of interchain protocols. And it's growing. It's growing a lot. Other people are going to do Twitter threads about all the different projects. I'm here to talk about more interesting stuff, the big opportunities. The secret that I want to tell you is that Cosmoverse is a Chad. It's like, seriously, it's the best thing out there. The best thing out there for building interchain protocols. We'll unpack that in a bit. But yeah, it's the future of smart contracts. You can use languages you already know, like Rust or Go, soon TypeScript, or C# or C++, or if you want formal verification, you can use Scala. It's easy to write secure smart contracts with Cosmoverse. You can use existing libraries. Get this, if you want to use a cool math library, you can just use it. You don't have to rewrite it from scratch in Solidity. And it's highly extensible. And my favorite thing is it's IBC ready. We're IBC ready. Yeah, you can write custom IBC applications. And the performance is actually really good where it matters. Like, a lot of people think about just transactions per second, but how much compute can a smart contract do? Each Fibonacci number is a lot harder to compute than the last. Cosmoverse blows away the EVM, it blows away Solana, and it blows away Polkadot. Now, what might this be useful for? Well, things like zero-knowledge protocols. Like, that's a cool buzzword, right? We like privacy, like real privacy. Rust has great ZK libraries, like ArcWorks, that compile to WASM, or WebAssembly. And we have the first ZK protocols that are starting to happen, and they're happening in the JUNO ecosystem. Things like Web Protocol, Vectis with like private membership through verified credentials, JUNO Juicer. There's a lot of possibilities. Mostly Cosmoverse, and this is like the setup for the more interesting stuff that all of you degens will care. It's the best way to build IBC applications. You have an amazing developer experience. It's way easier than building a Cosmos SDK module. You can just write a smart contract. Really fast go to market. You just upload a smart contract versus having to upgrade an entire chain and convince the entire chain to upgrade. So if you want to deploy your protocol everywhere, you just have to upload smart contracts everywhere. It's not that hard. And you can even do it via DAOs. And the cool thing about Cosmoverse is you can deploy it on non-Cosmos SDK chains, like composable finance. And who knows, maybe there'll be more chains. And you can interact with native modules if you have to. So we're committed to advancing Cosmoverse in a big way. We're funding these awesome core teams to build the core technologies to make them the best that they can be, as performant, as secure as possible. And we're really happy to be working with Confio, giving them the funding they need to like build the future. Notional DAO and Strangelove. Like, seriously, they're amazing teams. Like, so JUNO's got a lot of firepower now. Now, I should also talk about the rest of the funding ecosystem, because what we're building is an ecosystem. The name of JUNO is JUNO Network. It's not just one chain, one block space. It's a network. So we have a funding ecosystem. We have the JUNO Growth Fund, which is going to launch soon. That's investing in interchain protocols and early stage projects. We have launch pads, multiple launch pads. We have dev grants for like public good kind of stuff that might not be profitable. We have bounties. We've paid out actually some huge bounties that have been contributed upstream to the Cosmos SDK. We still have a network of private investors. Like, you know, just because we are not a VC chain doesn't mean that we don't have a network of people that want to invest in protocols around us. And we have sub-DAOs, marketing, delegation, documentation, more. There's these emerging movements of sub-DAOs. They're each going to have their own budget from the community to invest in projects that fulfill their mission. This is how you scale a DAO. Oh, and there's one more thing, is there's going to be a proposal on Commonwealth, like today or tomorrow, for specific developer incentives. Someone told me that this is going up, so I wanted to hype it. So there's going to be developer incentives for people that use your DApp on JUNO. Stay tuned. But really, there's also Hack JUNO. Over $2 million in prizes. If you're participating in Hack WASM, you're also eligible for Hack JUNO. So like, let's go. Yeah. We're making such large investments as a community because the future is interchain protocols. What does that mean? Interchain protocols exist across many chains. Like, if you're a protocol, you want to deploy on as many places as possible. That's how you get network effects. We aim to create, fund, and incubate and house as many of these as possible. Here's a few examples. Wind protocol. They're building awesome interchain DeFi protocols. Protocols that live and have total value locked across multiple chains. Things like DEXs, order books, lending, stablecoins, and more. Really excited about Wind. And they've decided to like make their home for their DAO on JUNO, which I love. White Whale is another one. Yeah, shout out to White Whale. They're one of the first interchain protocols. Like, they're like, you know, capturing arbitrage across the interchain. And currently they're deployed on, you know, Terra and JUNO, which is great. We're happy to have them. Awesome. And we're also happy to like potentially fund them from the Terra development funds. So like, you know, JUNO holders, you might be getting some White Whale tokens. Mars protocol, they haven't come to JUNO yet, but they need to, I love them so much. Seriously, they have a really cool model with having a central hub chain and then these outposts. They deploy their contracts everywhere, so they have a presence everywhere. Interchain protocols are the future, and we're just getting started. I know of a bunch of other ones in the works, and by this time next year, the list is going to be too long to list because interchain protocols are the future. Here's some future potential interchain protocols. Just to get, if you're a developer out there, just get you a little inspired. What if we had private IBC, you know, private cross-chain transfers? Newer versions of interchain accounts. For example, with interchain accounts, you send off a transaction and you don't get any callback. You don't know whether, if you're building a smart contract, like you want to know if the thing you just sent off into the ether was successful or not. So you can do this in CosmoverseHQ today. Interchain DeFi, there's a lot of people working on that. New shared security protocols, like mesh security. New types of interchain fees for things like royalties or developer incentives. And one thing I'm particularly excited about is interchain governance. Because you probably knew this was coming, but interchain DAOs need interchain DAO tooling. And so we have DAO DAO v2. That is not a mock-up. That's a screenshot. I want to talk you through some of the cool things that are in DAO DAO v2. First of all, proposal inbox. A nice little inbox that shows all the proposals across all the DAOs you're in. Nice and handy. This one I'm really excited about. We have UI for sub-DAOs. Sub-DAOs are how you scale a DAO. You need a bunch of separate little teams, but you need them all discoverable from the main DAO. And importantly, you need them accountable to the main DAO. So we have now UI for seeing what sub-DAOs are a part of a DAO, where like sub-DAOs fall in the hierarchy, and importantly, creating sub-DAOs. So you'll just be able to create sub-DAOs super easily from the UI. So if you want a marketing team DAO, you can do that for your protocol. Awesome. And we have NFTs. A lot of people really want NFTs in DAOs. A lot of people want to make NFT DAOs. This is great. So NFTs are coming to DAO DAO in a really big way because it's just the fundamental building block that everyone wants. And if you zoom in there, you'll notice that those are Stargaze NFTs. So we have some more features. I'm just going to list them off because we've got to get moving. Auth-Z support. You're going to be able to like grant permission on a specific contract for a specific message to an individual, another DAO. This is the most powerful permission system in DAO tooling. Like, I'm really excited for Auth-Z and DAO DAO. DAO run validators. You can run a validator as your DAO. Jack Zamplin already leaked this. But yeah, we've done this successfully on testnet, and it's going to be launching with DAO DAO v2, and it will allow you to create a validator as a DAO so that the income from people staking to that validator go directly to the DAO, which allows for a bunch of new exciting economic models for communities. Awesome. We have interchain accounts. So we've been talking about this for a while, but it's real. DAO DAO v2, it's going to happen. Interchain accounts. You can LP your treasury on Osmosis. You can launch a server on Akash. You know, this is the interchain future that we want to enable. We have custom proposal flows, native token support, and we have more on the roadmap. So coming very soon, we have payroll, like being able to like manage like payroll for all in smart contracts. Roles are very important for how we understand our position in a DAO. Like, if you give someone the role of secretary, they're gonna just step up to take notes at the meeting, even if like no one told them to. Like, give people roles. Roles are really useful for organization. Legal wrappers, that's a big one. We have a lot more integrations on the way. I forgot to list the most important thing. We're also working on fundraising contracts, fundraising tools for your DAOs. It's one of the fundamental things you want to do. And finally, we're going to be implementing private voting, private membership, and private treasuries, because privacy is important. And we're already seeing interchain protocols using DAO DAO for their governance, for managing their cross-chain deployments. And so I'm excited today that DAO DAO is partnering with WinDAO, who's actually a great contributor to DAO DAO, to use their DAO tooling. And we've been talking with some others as well. So Interchain DAO tooling powers Interchain DAOs. And I might have said this before, but Interchain is really the new paradigm. Like, people need to wake the fuck up to this. And we all must face some hard truths. Like, for example, competition is going to increase. Everything's going to be copied. Like, protocols just want to be everywhere. So if you're launching a layer 1 chain and you fund a protocol, you're going to try to lock them in. It's going to be like holding water. They're going to want to go to all the other chains because that's what's best for them. Block space is cheap and will be cheaper. If you're you're not that special anymore. This is the interchain. There's going to be thousands of chains, Newcomers will beat you with incentives. They're just going to launch a token. There's going to be 1,000% APR, and they're just going to be beating you. And moreover, the meta and the tech are constantly changing. Your Cosmos SDK chain that was state of the art early this year, well, guess what? There's going to be new kids on the block. And how does your project thrive in such environment? Well, to thrive in a new paradigm, we must evolve. Yes. I see Juno transitioning from just an app chain, it'd still be that, to an interchain DAO. So for example, Juno will build and invest in interchain protocols, things like DAO. And we're going to spread them throughout the interchain. But I think we need to think even bigger than that. We're going to push Cosmoverse everywhere, because this is what will make these interchain protocols really valuable. We need as many places for these interchain protocols to go as we can get. Cosmoverse everywhere, even on the hub. I'm going to put up the proposal again. Seriously. It needs to be on the hub. It was like the people footing the security thing, they're wrong. Permissioned Cosmoverse, completely safe. Like, you know, look at Stargaze uptime. Fucking perfect. And guess what? We're going to create more Cosmoverse chains. This is a crazy idea, but what if we create more Cosmoverse chains for the benefit of Juno stakers and the Juno DAO? Because there will inevitably be Cosmoverse plus Celestia. Like, it's inevitable, you know? It's like two good things, like, of course. There's gonna be Cosmoverse plus AvaX. There's gonna be experimental Cosmoverse chains using really cool things, like maybe Narwhal, or like there's like a million cool things to play with. Like, and here's the point. If these Cosmoverse chains are inevitable, why not launch them ourselves? We got to think interchain. So, explain like I'm 5. That was a lot of stuff. How will this make number go up? How will this provide value to Juno stakers? Well, we're going to build cool shit and give it to the Juno community. What kind of shit? We're going to build new Cosmoverse chains. Cool. Yeah. Would you like a Cosmoverse Celestia chain? I would. We're going to build interchain protocols. Things like DAO DAO. And, oh, wait, there's this DAO token. I wonder what's going to happen with that. Like, maybe something for Juno because Juno paid to have it built? Like, because it came out of Juno? And we're going to launch a lot more cool DAOs. Just wait. When you make cool interchain DAO tooling, when you allow DAOs like new ways of raising funds, or whether that's selling NFTs or running validators, we're going to see a lot of cool DAOs. So be on the lookout for that. Moreover, we're going to be working to make Juno widely adopted as an interchain fee token. If you want to build complex interchain smart contract protocols, you want your fee token accepted everywhere. Now, the flip side of this is that we're also going to accept other tokens as fees, but you know, free markets, they're great. Free markets won out over mercantilism a long time ago, because the idea of like trying to protect everything and trying to like guard everything off so that like only like Juno projects stay only on Juno, and that like we only have Juno as the fee token and nothing else, like it's kind of short-sighted. It's like trying to hold water in your hand. Eventually it's gonna like flow out or evaporate. But like, here's the big announcement, you know, is that we're gonna secure the interchain through mesh security. Yeah, that's right. Interchain collaboration. Interchain DAOs are great for interchain collaboration, and I'm really excited to build the future of interchain security. We're Team Mesh Security, and we're gonna be contributing resources and efforts towards making that happen. In fact, at HackWasm, which is October 1st through October 3rd, we're gonna be hacking on this. Sunny, me, Ethan, if you wanna join, come hang out with the cool kids. So to wrap it up, my vision for Juno, and it's just my vision. You know, we're a DAO, so I'm not like a dictator. I have to convince people that these are like good ideas, and the community will vote. But I think we should fully embrace being an Interchain DAO. And because we don't really have a company or anything like that, I think we're best positioned for that. I think we're going to continue to build Interchain protocols. And we need to really double down. And we're going to invest in and incubate the future. And we're going to launch more chains. Why not? It's a great way to create value. And you know what? Because we have the Interchain protocols that people want, because let's be real, like Neutron, they want DAO DAO. They want the protocols that are being built on Juno. So let's just send Cosmoverse everywhere. What if we made our own, if everyone thinks ICS is the best thing, let's make our own ICS chain and deploy our protocols there. We're going to continue to be the home of Cosmoverse innovation and experimentation. And we're going to adopt good ideas from the community. Like just the other day, someone was like, let's do developer incentives. Well, guess what? That prop's coming up on Commonwealth. From the community, not top down, bottom up. And we're going to scale our DAO through better DAO tooling. We use DAO DAO. We embrace sub-DAOs for scaling. That's how you scale a DAO. We have a bunch of different teams, all accountable to the main DAO, but with their own funding and structures and ability to allocate resources. But mostly, I just want us to have fun and make friends. Because if we're not doing that, what are we doing?